Soft Actor Critic rewards aren't calculated exclusively by drawing out the win state with a Bellman function like in Q-learning. I think they still do this because there's a gamma value, but they also look at the state value returned from the environment. If you look at the inverted pendulum, you can see that as the pendulum state is further away from winning, the cost is more and more negative. There's even a penalty for a non-zero velocity. In order to train my machine to perform a skill, there are two pieces that I've tried to incentivize. First is the skill itself. In this example, I'm trying to roll to face up. I just look at the orientation of the center bone. The second thing I try to incentivize is the pose itself. After the machine has rolled over, I apply a cost for being far away from the pivot pose. I'm trying to use a pivot pose to start and stop all of my skills so I can later piece all my skills together, like if I want to roll to face up and then roll to face down. Since they all start and stop at the same pose, I'll be able to piece them together at runtime. When there are two motors or two actions, I add the two distances together. When there are four motors or actions, I add the four distances together. 6, I add 6. It was working fine until I tried 10 motors. Look at this calculation. I'm trying to encapsulate information about 12 individual states into a single number. If you think about how 10 of these numbers are upping and downing randomly, it seems a miracle that it worked with 6 actions. I believe this is where the algorithm broke with 10 motors. The information about whether the state is improving or not improving became too blurry for the algorithm to train effectively. So, I used 3 separate Soft Actor Critic agents on each of the separate components. The left front, right front, and segments of the machine used 4, 4, and 2 actions respectively. All I had to do is adjust my environment to work with 3 separate action spaces and return 3 rewards that are sent to each of the isolated Soft Actor Critic agents. It's important to mention that each agent is still running on full 10 plus 2 state input. All 10 motors are still being sent to each of the 3 Soft Actor Critic agents. Also, I run all 3 agents at the same time. They all receive the same 12-axis state, and I assemble their 3 outputs together into a single 10-action input that is sent into the environment. And that's how I got Soft Actor Critic working on 10 actions.